Welcome back to Yatharth Television. Today we're diving deep into a story you think you know, but trust me, there are layers you haven't seen. We're talking about Apple, the company that redefined our world. But this isn't just about iPhones and MacBooks. This is the untold story of how a couple of guys in a garage started a revolution that put a dent in the universe. It all started in 1976 in a humble garage in Los Altos, California. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, two college dropouts with a wild idea, wanted to make computers personal. Back then, computers were giant, intimidating machines locked away in labs. Wozniak, the engineering genius, single-handedly designed the Apple I. Jobs, the visionary marketer, saw its potential not just as a machine, but as a tool that could change lives. They sold their most prized possessions, a VW van and a scientific calculator, to fund their dream. That first order of 50 computers, hand-built by Jobs and Wozniak themselves, was the spark. It wasn't just about selling a product, it was about selling a vision. But the journey wasn't a straight line to success. The Apple II was a huge hit, making computers accessible to homes and schools for the first time. But then came the struggles. The Apple III was a commercial failure. And after a power struggle, Steve Jobs was famously ousted from the very company he co-founded. It felt like the end of an era. Apple seemed to lose its way, releasing a stream of forgettable products. The company that had promised to think different was starting to look just like everyone else. It was a dark time for Apple, and for a moment, it seemed like the dream was over. Then, in 1997, in a move that shocked the tech world, Apple bought Next. The company Jobs had started after he left, and brought him back as CEO. The company was on the brink of bankruptcy. But Jobs returned with a renewed focus and a crystal-clear vision. He slashed the product line, famously drawing a simple four-quadrant grid, and declaring Apple would only make 4 products: one consumer desktop, one pro desktop, one consumer portable, and one pro portable. This ruthless simplification was the first step in Apple's incredible comeback. It was time to get back to basics and rediscover the company's soul. This brings us to Apple's secret sauce: innovation. But what does that really mean? For Apple, it was never just about being the first. It was about being the best. Think about the iPod. MP3 players existed before, but they were clunky and hard to use. Apple's innovation was the click wheel and its seamless integration with iTunes. It wasn't just a device, it was a whole experience. They created an ecosystem that made enjoying music effortless. This focus on the user experience, on making technology feel intuitive and human, became Apple's trademark. It's the magic that turns customers into loyal fans. And then, in 2007, everything changed again. Steve Jobs walked on stage and introduced a widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communicator. But these weren't 3 separate devices. This was one device. This was the iPhone. It blew everyone's minds. The iPhone didn't just improve on the smartphone, it completely reinvented it. It ushered in the era of mobile computing and the App Store, creating a whole new economy. This is the essence of Apple's innovation: taking existing ideas, refining them to perfection, and packaging them in a way that feels like pure magic. From a dusty garage to the most valuable company in the world, Apple's story is a powerful lesson in vision, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of perfection. It proves that with a great idea and the courage to think different, you truly can change the world. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Apple's history, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a video. See you in the next one.